Welcome to the SID's View podcast.
Hello.
God.
I can see it in your eyes.
Wow.
I like that the ASMR intro has become standard.
Yes.
I don't like it. I thought you had nightmares.
All right. Well, we're looking at 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
That was hype.
It'll probably be pretty exciting tonight.
I'm sorry?
Now I have that song stuck in my head.
What song would that be?
I'm not singing.
What song was that? Lionel Richie?
Now keep the singing and dancing for when we have the cams up.
I know, right?
Yep.
God, no.
What was that? I said, please don't sing and dance.
Oh, you'll see a little bit behind the
I
scenes.
can see it in your eyes.
Wow. That's scary. All right, 2 minutes.
Stop lip syncing.
I'm not going to sing, so I might as well just...
I feel like the chat's a little light tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
where is everyone?
They're probably scared.
Oh, I forgot to check.
Oh, Kyle Ricky's in the house.
Yeah, our guy.
Woo!
Diego, you forgot to check the live chat? How could that be?
Yeah. Come on, Sid. Can I
Bury
share
your
it?
face in it. Yeah.
Can I share it?
Oh, of
And
course.
say that I'm on it?
I mean, if you want to let the cat out of the bag, that's fine. Yeah, of course.
You should listen to this podcast. No specific reason.
Oh, who is it, guys? Who is it? It's
Uh,
a mystery.
I don't know.
It's like everyone's going to check.
right,
Northeast Racer
a
says,
minute
I am
left.
not here yet. How are you chatting, guys? What does that mean?
Oh, Northeast Racer!
Oh, my God.
I'll take the chicken parm, please.
dude, that joke
Yeah.
is so old.
I love it. God. I want a T-shirt with a piece of chicken parm on the front.
You can make that.
I know, you can easily make that happen. So.
He's
30
been thinking
seconds.
about that for a while.
It was funny. When I heard the clip originally, I did think it was funny. Because it was so dry and devoid of humor that I laughed.
I'm
All right,
sorry.
let's settle in, people.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, chicken parm.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave, another edition of the SID's View podcast. Not a whole heck of a lot going on this week, but never fear, we still have tons of crap to talk about. Diego, what's going on, my
Oh,
man?
yeah, Sydney. Happy to be back in the house. Special guest, my favorite people here. Let's get it on.
And we got the Reminator over here on the controls, making sure we got everything under control.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, we can't have the new guy do it. He just showed up.
Yeah! It's going to be a great Tuesday night. Let's do this.
Threw out a bonus grr for you people out
Hitting all
there.
the marks.
Our man Rob is down in the bullpen as always.
Aloha, Mr. Han.
What up, everybody? It's Rob back at it again. Unless you like watching practice like myself, not much was going on except for the melee at Talladega, but we still have a very special show with a very special guest. I'll let Sid talk more on that.
All right, so we are excited to have our very first in-studio guest for the live podcast. And big thanks to our friends over at DRC Electric. Danny Cates and his team jumped on as the newest sponsor of what we're calling the Hot Seat. And we got the Stafford Speedway content guru and broadcast director, Bonssa Tufa, is in the house with us tonight. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, y'all? Honored to be the first guest on the show, and I'm excited because we're about to talk some Spring Sizzler as I am sizzling on the hot seat.
Yes.
Oh, man, too funny. Okay, so we are, I got you, Ram, I know.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So, listen, let's get things going now. I got a couple things to go over on my end. This weekend I did some more interviews for the Mike Stefanik documentary. Got a chance to hang out with his wife, Julie, and did one of several interviews that we're going to be doing with her. And basically went over Mike's racing career from her perspective. And Julie has a cool perspective because she was a large part of his racing career, and that goes back into the 80s. And, I mean, the 80s was not too long after women were even allowed in the pits. And so the fact that she was always his spotter and, you know, any sort of clip that you see, I've gotten tons of footage now of his races and just a bunch of B-roll. And, like, she's always there. She was an integral part to his of his racing career. And then on Sunday, took a trip up to Raceworks and hung out with Ed Flemke. And,
Eddie.
Yeah, Ed's always a great interview.
Yes.
And one of the things I learned is him and Stefanik didn't necessarily get along during their career.
Really?
Yeah, they went at it a few times.
They were good, though.
And got some good sound bites already from his interview and some of the tapes that I've already converted. And so the one person that I've always thought of, now that I got into this project of them battling out, was Mike and Reggie.
Yep.
And I mean, he had battles with quite a few people, but I actually wasn't expecting Ed Flemke to tell me that they kind of didn't really get along for a long time. Now they ended up making the best of it,
Right.
probably like around the mid 2000s. And by the time that Mike passed away, there was no ill will between them. But I thought that was interesting. So learn something new every day.
Well, they were huge in the sport back then too. Reggie, Eddie.
Yeah, Fuller Brothers,
they were
McLaughlin,
it was
Steve
awesome.
Park. The '90s were great.
Yeah, I
time,
mean they were great for the mod tour for sure.
And I came across this one, and this is a race that we're going to be focusing on in the documentary. He had this race at Loudon, where in the X6 days, right, dominant.
Yeah.
And he had that season in 1998. He won 13 races, which is still the record, I believe. He beat Richie Evans's record, which was 12 in the first year of the tour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Started 40th. I think he blew an engine. Had to start 40th, 100-lap race. Crossed the stripe with 2 laps to go in 6th and won the race. Passed Reggie on the outside in 3 and 4 to take the win.
How did he pass 5 cars in the last lap?
Exactly. He had this move in that car where he sailed it in hard on the outside in 1 and 2, which I used to try to do on my Xbox on that track. It never worked out for me. And he would like take 2 cars a clip on that move. Yeah. It's an amazing piece. Like I said, it was an amazing piece of footage. And obviously we're going to focus on not only that season, but that race.
Is that on YouTube?
I don't think it's on YouTube. No, I got it from the tapes that Julie gave me that I converted.
Ooh, can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Did he have just as big of a year in the Busch East that year too?
Won the championship.
He won the championship.
he was
but,
nasty
I mean,
there too.
Yeah, he didn't win 13 races.
Yeah, but he was almost dominant there.
No, he was good. Yeah, for sure.
I think he won both back-to-back years.
Yeah, 97, 98.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's an amazing career, man. And he went Busch North, then he went truck racing, then he came back, raced for Art Berry. They only raced 2 full seasons together, won the championship both years. Then he went back Busch North racing, then he went back to the modifieds. Like he bounced around a lot, but was always pretty potent.
he truly had a remarkable. I remember as a kid, them burning boiler cars.
Right. Yep.
Oh, they were so ridiculously fast.
Yeah.
No matter if it was a tour car. Well, we'd be up Thompson watching because it was big back then.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome watching him.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of cool things coming into place with this. I actually just heard from Bones earlier today, and he's going to be in town in about a month or 2. And so going to do an interview with him. So just got a lot of cool people in the works. And speaking of documentaries, my previous documentary on Fred DeSaro passed the 10,000 views mark, which I thought was pretty awesome. And I actually had to wait until somebody in the studio had actually seen it. So I had to wait till Bonssa showed up to actually bring that up. Yeah, that's right. I just threw all three of you under the bus. That is correct. That is correct. These three people have not watched it yet. Give me some nonsense about how it's
y'all
about.
have not seen it?
Preach.
None
Bonssa.
of you three
Preach.
have seen that.
Preach it.
Are you serious?
Jeez. I felt like I watched the start of it.
Rob, you're a racing junkie.
Yeah.
Rob
Watch
had the
that documentary.
Rob-
Dude, I watched this
Rob had the
compilations.
nerve- Yeah, Rob had the nerve to
Wow.
send me some documentary that was worth watching or something. I said, absolutely not. I'm not watching a thing.
You know what'd be hilarious if he sent you the documentary that he thought was good, not knowing it was the Fred Cicero documentary that you made.
That would be fun.
But hey,
Yeah.
10,000 views. 10,000 views. That is very commendable. I
Yeah,
gotta
I
give it up.
appreciate
Give it up
it.
for Sid, guys. Give it up for Sid. Come on, 10,000 views.
Especially when it is, I mean, we're just busting chops here, but I mean, I know that Freddie goes back a long way, and so it is different than like the Teddy doc, who we
Yeah.
all still remember very well, and was obviously still racing, and we all remember him racing. So the fact that Freddie passed away, 45 years ago, 10,000 views is a pretty decent number. So maybe someday it'll be 10,003, but we'll talk about that later. Anyways.
I was honestly thinking the same thing.
Oh, shoot.
So, anyways, a couple things I wanted to talk about when it comes to last week's episode. So, for you that don't know, we all watch the show. We all try to hone our skills a little bit. We all watch it back and try to make things a little bit better for next time. And so, there's a few things that I kind of wanted to run by because I listened to it last year. For starters. We kept saying Carson Lofton won 3 out of 5 races. He's won 4 out of 6 races, actually. So we sold him a little bit short. No big deal there. The Race in America thing with the Northeast Classic. Apparently, you don't. It's not. We were talking about how it's a personal seat license. Apparently, you didn't need to get a subscription to watch the Northeast Classic.
It's a pay-per-view.
Yeah, you could. It was just a straight up pay-per-view.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Yeah.
So we could have watched it.
Wow.
You would have just paid the pay-per-view fee. You didn't have to buy a subscription.
even
Yeah, I mean, I'm
members?
subscribed anyway.
Whether you were whether you had a subscription or not,
Didn't matter.
it didn't matter.
You still had to pay.
Yeah.
Correct.
Isn't that kind of backwards? I feel like all the big events on Racing America are pay-per-view anyway. Like,
A lot of them are.
I would
Yeah.
say a majority of the ones I see.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole business model I can't speak to other than to say we thought that you had to buy the subscription to pay to
Right.
but that wasn't the case. So
Right.
And then when we had the clip, Diego, about your 2006 win, and we were debating who was in the 49 car, I think
Yeah.
we threw out Todd Ceravolo, right? Somebody else? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Ron Uhas.
Oh, Ronnie, you.
And not only he texted me afterwards, but he was in the graphic.
Right. Oh, yeah.
We totally missed that one.
Oh, I did see it when I went home and rewatched.
Yeah.
I seen it too.
Yeah.
I was like, ah,
Live television, y'all.
right.
So, and then my man Rob. So, in your stat chat, you kept talking about the Jeff Gluck Twitter poll. Now, I know that I'm like NASCAR adjacent, but am I supposed to know who the hell Jeff Gluck is?
Who the hell is Jeff?
Who is that?
Oh, y'all don't know him?
Do you know
That's
who it
what
is?
I'm saying, Bonza.
Talk to me.
He basically he posts news about NASCAR, right? He's like a Bob Pockrass. I don't know if you guys know who even that is. But Bob Pockrass and Jeff Gluck, they basically have like second by second updates about the sports. Like when something happens, if you're following one of those accounts, you're gonna know like that. But he also does every week a poll where it's like this Rotten Tomatoes-esque, like you basically get to vote yes or no, was it a good race? And generally, you can get a pretty good idea of how a race went, or at least how it was perceived by the fans based on that poll.
All right, I'm bored already with this guy. Jeff Gluck.
Well, you asked me about it.
He asked you about it and then ran out of interest.
It's too much NASCAR stuff for me. Sorry, Rob.
All right, so where is this going? Where is this going?
No, I just wanted to know who that was. You mentioned him a couple times, and I was just thinking to myself, am I...
He's
Who the
one of
hell
the
is
top.
Jeff
He's
Yeah.
one of the top current NASCAR journalists right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's why I don't know. You guys know who, Mike Lupica is?
Nope.
Okay.
Who would be in your time? Like Dick Berggren, maybe?
Mike
Like-
Lupica. Who the
Your
hell is
time.
Mike Lupica?
Damn.
Well, like 2000s, like Dick Berggren or
I mean, he wasn't really... I mean, he was...
Dave Despain, like those type of
No,
journalists.
Bob Jenkins.
I guess so. Yeah,
Well, yeah, but Jeff Gluck's
the
not a
voice of
play-by-play.
NASCAR back
Yeah,
in the
no.
day. Right.
Jeff Gluck's a writer.
Yep.
Well, typer these days. No one writes.
All right, so just a couple more things. Diego, so one of the funny things is, like, sometimes you guys are talking, me and Remy are setting up something, and So at one point, you were asking if the Smart Tour is on the same level of the NASCAR Tour, which that's fine. We can debate that. But you said it was because it's all over your social media. So I just wanted to make sure that, I mean, do you not know how the algorithms work with social media?
Right.
Like,
Oh, yeah. Well,
all that means is that's where you stop when you're scrolling. Is
yeah,
on
I
Smart.
guess so. Yeah.
But I mean, even on my feed, like there is some merit to that. Even on my feed, I see Smart Tour stuff, and I'm not going out of my way to find out who's winning those races. Really, like I do now, but like even back last year, I would see plenty of Smart Tour stuff, Monaco stuff.
All right, so I was just this this is so off topic, but I was just thinking like because this is happening to me now, right? So I scrolled around on my phone. I don't know what this came on like a classic rock thing or something, right? And so I stopped on this Kiss album cover, right? I don't even really like Kiss.
Right.
But I just like this album cover. They have their makeup on, they're in suits, they're on a street corner, and I just stopped on it once. And like that was like 3 weeks ago.
That's
Now like every fifth thing that I scroll on my phone is a freaking Kiss thing from the 70s.
Right.
And it's like,
Oh,
son of a
yeah.
bitch. I
Yeah,
should have never
yeah,
stopped
yeah,
there, you know? But I mean, you know, those are just how the algorithms work. But anyways, and so then the last thing that I want to bring up is this is kind of neat. So I was watching this back, and you know, if we're thinking about what happened in the Cup race, all right, we're just gonna cue up a little segment here from last week's. Hold on one second here. Let me get it ready for you. All right, this is last week's
In
podcast.
today's
Okay,
world,
just listen to
who
what
do you-
Rob
who
says
do
and
you
remember
think
what
he is?
happened in the NASCAR race. Who? McKennedy?
Yeah. If you had to compare him, what is his level? If you had to compare him to somebody in today's world of the Cup racing, is he a Chase Elliott?
Wait for it.
I think so.
I don't know, because Nocella's an easy one. We're talking about McKennedy versus Nocella. When I think Nocella, I'm like, he's sneaky, dude. Tyler Reddick is the perfect comparison for him. He always just pops
Oh, yeah,
up at
that's
the
a-
end.
that's
He
a
runs in
good
the
one.
top five, then
That's a
shows
good
up at
one.
the end.
I thought the little Rob.
That's
Throwing
right.
it down with a little foresight. That was
That's
tremendous.
right. All right, I see what you're talking about, Sid. You're right. Yeah, I got you on that one.
So that's I was I was
And
listening
his
back
head
and I'm
just
like,
keeps getting.
Listen, when you're a betting man, you got to pick up on the trends, and that is one of the trends with Reddick. I will
Yeah,
say.
right
He's
on.
sneaky.
all right. So one of the cool things we're going to do is we're going to quiz my man Bonssa on some Stafford trivia here. So I'm going to give him a little segment to get ready. We're going to do it 3 times. We're going to talk. We're going to talk Stafford career wins. We're going to talk Stafford championships. We're going to talk Stafford Spring Sizzler. But before we get to that, my man Diego did a little traveling over the weekend. What happened with you this weekend, brother?
Listen, we you know how we are. We like to go down and support my nephew Brody, and spent the weekend down at Hickory. It's always fun. More than anything, we get to spend time as a family together. I don't want to get all mushy, but we have a really good time. And believe it or not, Brody went down. Now, there's only 6 cars there.
Yeah.
Put it on the pin.
Nice.
Put it on the pin. So time trial second or third the first race. Put it on the pole this race. Now, didn't race as good as we would have liked,
Yeah.
but he's still only 15 and getting there.
Right on.
So anyways, made it home.
I love the positive vibes that you bring. You know what I mean? No matter what no matter how Brody does, you always bring in the positive energy.
The fact of the matter is there's a lot of kids, including guys at Stafford Waterford, that wish they were in Brody's seat right now.
Yeah.
Dying to get there. So he's making the best of it. He's a little upset that he's not running as good as he thinks he should be. But super proud of him. Super proud he's my nephew. And we get to go down there. My lives kind of suck now. You know, it's just like, I feel like a little kid. I'm like, Sean's like, you got to go live? And I went live Friday night. I had a few cocktails. I don't know if that was the best decision to make.
I'm just glad that Brody grew up to be a lot calmer than his dad.
Oh, well, you know, he's like his dad outside the car, though. I mean,
It's a good thing it's not inside the car.
yeah.
Hey, I just got to say that Corshane just chimed in. How do you not like Kiss? Who are you? That just made me laugh.
Rob, have you even heard
I
of
mean,
Kiss?
they got some good songs.
Of course I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude,
Sure,
the
sure.
makeup is iconic. I would say more iconic than any of the songs.
The
to be
makeup
honest.
is-
The makeup
is-
is really iconic.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so Bonsa, you ready?
I think so.
I'm gonna give you the. We're gonna go rapid fire here.
All
okay.
right.
Now, I'll have some music for you when we get started. Of course, if you get one right, you'll get a ding. If you get one wrong,
Oh, get the heck
All
out
right.
of here with these songs.
This is gonna be good.
Now,
Normally, I'm the one doing this to drivers. Now
Yeah,
it's coming
say,
back
listen.
towards me.
Right.
we called it the hot seat for a reason.
All right.
All right, so where do you want to go first? Championships, career wins, Sizzler. Talk to us. What do you want?
We'll do career wins.
Career wins first. Okay.
I love it.
Let's see how many
gonna
he
be
gets
great.
right. You ready? All right, hold on. Career wins. Let me get this sheet up here. All right. Let's see how many he gets before the music ends. That'll be the key. All right.
Quit building the anticipation.
All
Let's
right,
go.
ready?
Get with it.
All right. Which drivers have over 100 wins at Stafford Speedway?
Ted Christopher.
Who has the most SK modified wins?
Ted Christopher.
Who has the most late model career wins?
Tom Byrne.
Who has the most street stock wins?
Kyle Casagrande for now.
Wow, for now he threw in. Who has the most SK light career wins?
Chris Matthews, 20.
The dinger's not working well, Remy.
I'm
Who has
too
the
good.
most limited late model career wins?
Andrew Durand.
Wow. Who has the most NASCAR modified tour wins?
Ooh, Stefanik.
Wow, very well. Who has the most open modified wins?
Woody Pitcat.
Wow. who has won the 3 tri-track races at Stafford?
Chase Dowling, Matt Hirschman, Ron Silk.
Wow. And finally, can you name in order the top 5 career winners at Stafford Motor Speedway?
Ted Christopher, Woody Pitcat, Tom Byrne, Keith Rocco, and Ryan Pasacco.
Oh,
No?
so close.
Who'd I?
You
Hold
had
on. No. Hold up.
Well, we didn't
I'm
say
trying-
you got a second
Oh,
guess.
Bugsy.
Oh, the music ran out. We'll have to go back and check the tape. That was excellent, though. That was very good. That was excellent.
awesome.
Well
Walking
done.
encyclopedia, literally.
Well
That is
done.
insane.
That counts. Screw y'all.
All right, well played, my man.
That was
well
awesome.
done.
Thank you.
Damn.
All right, so let's keep moving here. We got our girl
Wow.
Remy.
Wow.
Take a breather. We're going to get back to you a little later.
Oh, that was great.
All right,
that
so-
was great.
We want to introduce another new sponsor, and that is Belltown Motors and Fowler's Auto Wrecking. So Tony Flannery, Anthony Flannery, all the Flannery gang, the Belltown team, they have been just a big supporter of a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel for many years. They're once again going to be sponsoring the Turn 4 Cam, where Bonssa hangs out on Sid's View Shoots.
Yes, sir.
As well as the SK Modified starting lineup and podium interviews. And for the next several months, those two businesses will be sponsoring the Remy's weekly update. So we're glad to have them back on board for Sid's View and joining the podcast again this year. And so without further ado, it is time to get to the Belltown weekly update with our girl Rems. Still rocking the Zen stuff. I like it.
Yeah. All right.
I have no comment.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in case you guys didn't hear, the act winner from the Northeast Classic, Jesse Switzer, was disqualified. The act technical officials did a post-race inspection, and they found multiple infractions in the engine.
Wow.
Can I get a Price is Right loser horn for saying he was the
Yeah, Ron just picked
winner
up
of the
poo-poo
week
hard.
last week?
Right.
Oops.
Yeah. I don't think they knew though, to be honest.
No, Redline Performance made a post about it,
Yeah.
saying basically the Switzers did not know about the situation, what happened. Like it just
Yeah.
was an oversight or an accident.
And Redline really made a great post.
Yeah,
They
did.
made a stand-up post about admitting guilt and missing something. I thought it was a restrictor plate because there's a lot of rules this year changes 603, so I wasn't sure what happened, but
Well, I was watching that race, and Gluchaki would pull in the corners, but man, Switzer reeled him in by 3 car lengths by the end of the straightaway. I thought Gluchaki lost a cylinder,
yeah.
but then hearing this, it makes you wonder.
Right.
Okay, it might be something else.
That was Gluchaki 3 in a row there, though.
Yeah, I mean he's always been really good in New Hampshire. He's been really good in those ACT late models.
Yeah, he's impressive.
phenomenal.
Yeah, he is.
But I am no longer picking that fan poll winner of the week because apparently that is bad luck if I pick someone.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys follow more than just Northeast area.
Just spit it out. Let's go.
That's awful.
That sassy look she gave you. There.
Right.
Worldwide Technology Raceway in Madison, Illinois. They sustained some damage after some bad storms and tornadoes in the area. There's the picture.
What is that? The
That's
fence?
The grand
That's the
stand.
whole
stand.
stand.
That's the whole
It's
stand.
on the track.
Flew over onto the drag strip.
Wow.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Mother Nature's wild.
Yeah.
Just a beast.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the
Wow.
biggest flip of the week.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow, Rob.
Yeah. Fro.
What? It was right there. Come on.
I don't even know when they race next, but I'm hoping
Yeah.
they can at least get that fixed before their next event.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll find a way.
Looks like a nice track, too.
It seems like it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. 130 cars showed up at Stafford on Saturday for just practice.
We talking about practice.
Yeah.
Not the race, not the race.
Right.
Practice.
It's impressive.
Yep.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a packed pit. I mean, they were all the way down almost
In
to
the
turn
rain.
2. Yeah. It rained a decent bit for like an hour in the morning.
Yeah.
And then like in the afternoon, like halfway through, there were some little pockets of drizzle that would come through, but we got through the whole thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
We had over 30 SK lights
That's
for practice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
It's insane.
That's when you know
That's,
everyone's chomping at the bit, getting ready to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was overall for the most part a pretty clean open practice. Like nothing. Usually in open practice, somebody has just an absolute disastrous day for one reason or another. There were a couple incidents, but nothing too major. So
The
everyone
incidents that
should be
did
good.
happen were kind of weird, though. Like when those two cars spun out
Oh, and the limited
at the,
like
same,
at the same time in two different
but
spots.
separately. Yeah, that was odd.
You know, the thing is, like, if you look at the grand scheme of things, like, you know, the roots and yourself, I mean, you got to be sitting back like, wow.
Yeah, for
You know, I mean,
right.
I don't know if you're like, wow, but man, you're doing everything right.
Yeah.
You got 130 cars in the rain
Yeah.
showing up for practice because
Right.
they're that eager to get
Yeah.
started.
Oh, trust me. When I heard 130 cars, I was taken aback. That's a lot for
Yeah.
open practice.
For sure.
Over 5 divisions and the open mods. So it was a really
That's impressive as hell.
it was an amazing sight.
Yeah, that's
You would think
great.
it was the Sizzler.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unbelievable. I'm jealous.
Well, you should come on Saturday or
Oh!
Sunday.
Oh, the call out.
Wow.
The call out. I
Remy.
knew that was coming. That's a whip right there.
She's right.
I
Trying to
am
find a
right.
more-
I know that.
All I know is this, Rob. That's what we hear from Diego.
I told y'all I got something to do.
Yeah, he's good. He's got a
I
good
got
excuse.
I got
Yeah,
a
okay,
good
okay.
I'm going dancing. I'm going
Or
dancing.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna attempt.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then my last news, the latest Spring Sizzler entry list is Andy J, Austin Beers, Matt Swanson, and Max Zackham.
Andy who?
I know. Who's
Shut it.
Andy,
shut,
what?
Shut your mouth.
Come on.
I'm not trying this on
Just
air.
one time for
No,
the
no,
people.
no.
Come on.
Pull his name up and maybe I'll try, but no.
No, you won't. Wait, say those names again.
Andy J,
Yep.
Austin Beers, Matt Swanson, and Max Zackham.
So, like, they're all great entries. I'm really curious to see how Austin Beers does because he's only had one appearance at Stafford before, and that was in 2021. Now he's broken out in the modified scene. He's a huge young up-and-comer, but he's only had one race at Stafford.
He's into the
So-
179, right?
Yeah, he's in the John Jensen
Oh,
car,
yeah,
which
they're gonna-
had a couple top 10s last year in the open mods. So
Dude,
Yeah.
they're gonna be badass.
Yeah, he can
was-
run well for
he
sure.
He was solid at Loudon.
Yeah.
He finished, I think, third at Loudon. He was
Oh.
trying to get second.
Do you
but-
remember how he did in his? You said he had one appearance.
Yeah, he finished like 13th, I think, because that was 21. So
That's
like he
in
was,
Murph's car?
yeah,
In the
he was
tour race?
just getting started with that team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're so much better now. Even there, everywhere
Yeah.
they go, they are competitive.
But Beers is just a phenomenal driver himself.
Phenomenal.
I have a
Yeah.
lot of faith for his season. He was running great at Richmond, too, before that wreck happened with Narducci.
I have to be nice because I didn't pick him in the bracket. Just saying. So
Yeah.
he didn't forget that.
Right on. All right, Rems. Thank you as always.
Of course.
All right, so I have an absolute doozy for you with this week's Waddell Communications Nostalgia Nugget of the Week. All right, so I was originally going to do something on the Spring Sizzler, but then I said, you know what, we're going to quiz Bonssa, and I didn't want to give him any answers. So I
wouldn't make a difference.
I went to the archives for the Speedbowl Blast-Off, and 35 years ago today, on April 23rd, 1989, Ronnie Rocco and Ted Christopher were battling it out in the Blast-Off 89-lap event. They were battling for the lead, and on lap 21, Rocco was on the outside, and Christopher ended up spinning. He got hit again and was out of the race. Rocco went on to lead the rest of the race and seemingly took home $3,300 for the victory. However, towards the end of the race, if you were in the pits, you could hear them saying, "Mark Gear, tech inspector, please come to Ted Christopher's pit stall. Mark Gear to Ted Christopher's pit stall." In fact, Teddy put up $200 to protest Rocco's car because he said it was light on weight. So after the race for 2 hours, they with Mark Gear, they were weighing Rocco's car. He was asking to put fuel in it so that it would be more equivalent to the beginning of the race. And they ended up DQing Ronnie Rocco and awarding the win to Ricky Young. However, in the meantime, race director Chris Hopkins ended up calling the scale manufacturer, who confirmed that, yes, there was some sort of malfunction with the scales.
Stop it.
And Ronnie Rocco was then reinstated as the winner.
Holy smokes.
And was the 1989 champion of the Speedbowl Blast-Off.
That's a doozy of a
Yeah,
story.
how many
So-
checks cleared in that ordeal?
Could you imagine if that happened now?
Right.
So I went into the archives, and we have the actual incident. So this is 1989. Back then, unfortunately, they did not plug into the track announcers. So that's here they come around here. So Teddy is in the Ron Burnt 54.
Oh, yeah.
That's Rocco trying to get by him. Ricky Young is in third. Bob Potter is there on the high side in the Ceravolo car in fourth.
Shocker. On the outside.
Yep. I'm not sure who that is in fifth. Ronnie Rocco was flying, though. He was all over him for about 6 or 7 laps.
Oh, yeah, look at him.
Oh, this is a banging race, too.
Yeah, it is. Look at this.
And hiya!
Oh, no.
And then I think that's what took Teddy out for the rest of the race. So, as we know, Teddy and Keith Rocco ended up having a storied rivalry along the way.
Oh,
so
yeah, it was epic.
yeah. So I thought that was a good one.
You know what's interesting? Like, Ted and Keith obviously had a rivalry, but Ted and Ronnie Rocco, when Teddy first started racing SKs, he wanted to ride the 13, but Ronnie Rocco drove the 13. So Keith said they used to go back and forth on who had to put the X on their card number.
Right.
So there was a little bit of friction right there from the beginning because they were fighting over the 13.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
All right, Bonssa, you ready for round 2?
Let's go. What are we doing, Sizzler or Champions?
You tell me, guy.
Champions.
Okay.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. I think I fixed the issue here with the right and wrong buzzers
you?
here. Yeah, I think so. I
I'm just
think we're
too
good.
fast for it.
I
That's
know.
the problem.
We had to adjust the technology.
Right.
All right. Champions, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. Let's cue the music up. Who has the most Stafford track champions?
Ted Christopher with 9.
Who was the first female champion in Stafford history?
Charlie Perry, 2006.
Who's the only other female track champion?
Oh, Alex Fern, 2021.
How many SK Light champions have gone on to win an SK title?
0.
Wow, he's killing it. Who is the last Pro Stock champion at Stafford?
Doug Kobe, 2000.
Who is the only driver with an SK and late model championship?
Woody Pitcat.
What are the 2 drivers who have won both SK Light and Street Stock championships?
Oh, Tony Membrino Jr. and this is gonna be tough.
Do we have a time limit? All right, we're going to pass. Who's the only driver to win championships on dirt and asphalt?
Bugsy.
Which 3 drivers have won 3 straight Stafford championships?
Phil Rondo. That's it.
No, go ahead. You can finish up.
Phil Rondo. Todd Owen.
Yep. Here, we'll get the music going again for you.
Ryan Pasacco.
Phil Rondo, Todd Owen, and Norm Sears. Here's a good one. You ready?
Yeah.
Which two Stafford champions went on to become general managers of the Waterford Speedbowl?
Sean Foster. Did Ed Urington? No.
Wow,
Yeah, it was
nailed
okay.
it.
Wow.
What was the other street stock? Oh, George Bassett Jr.
All right, very well done. You only got one wrong on that one.
That's
All right.
unbelievable.
Killing it.
Norm
All right.
Sears won 3 in a row?
Yeah, the
Nor-
Dare
and
Stock
what?
days.
I
Did
knew
he
he won
really?
3. I didn't know they were in a row.
Yeah, Dare Stock
Dude,
days.
some of those stats really need to be talked about. 0 SK Light champions went on to win SK titles. Is
I
that
know.
really
We've come
true?
close. We've
Yeah.
come
Dude,
close.
that's
Wow.
unbelievable. I cannot even fathom that. That
I
makes
was
no
kind
sense to
of
me.
when I was going through the site, I was like, "Wow, I can't believe that that's actually the case."
It's
Because
hard. It's hard.
Yeah, but
Even
there's
going from
been
the
some
lights to the
good
modified.
SK Light champs that come out and had really successful years.
Oh yeah, like Marcello,
Yeah.
Corey DiMatteo. When Brian Narducci's racing, he's always fast.
Tommy Barrett.
Mike Christopher Jr. had some SK Light starts before going to SKs. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so hard in that division.
you just think of how successful the SK
Yeah.
Lights have been at, getting people up to the SK
Yeah.
modifieds. That you would think that.
But think about Ronnie Williams, 2-time SK champion. He didn't win SK Light championship,
right.
but he won SK Light races.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
No, the transition, I think, is a lot harder than people think.
Yeah,
It's tough.
Yeah, for sure.
You rarely see someone win in their first year. I know
Right.
Bello did it last year, which was very impressive. It's tough. RJ Marcotte
Yeah.
last year, like he got his first SK modified
Yeah,
win,
for
which
sure.
to me came in a bit of a surprise because like
Shocker.
he just, I mean, he didn't have many starts at Stafford to begin with,
Right.
And he jumps into the SK and gets
Yeah,
a win in
that was
September.
when I didn't
Right.
watch that night and I heard he had won. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that was a big one for
Yeah,
him.
good for them.
All right, so let's keep it going. We're going to go down to the bullpen with our man Rob for this week's Popcorn Stat Chat.
Dude, Remy's dancing over there. Every week, I'm like, is this the week I'm going to dance like Remy? And then the inclination just never comes. But all right, regardless, we have a severe lack of actual stats for the stat chat today, but we're kind of making up for it with Bonza's little quiz segment here. But I do have some racing discussion topics.
Hit
As
it.
Remy said, 130 cars showed up for open practice, so these fields are bound to be stacked this year. Which division are you most anticipating for the Sizzler this weekend?
That's a tough one. Objectively speaking, that's a
Right.
tough one.
Yep.
But I will say, I am very curious about the late models this year because everyone from last year is pretty much back. But you got the Saunders boys are back. Both Al and Cliff, they got brand new cars. They're
Yeah.
back this year. Kevin Cormier from the Limiteds, he won 4 times last year. He's moving up to late models. Chris Buffoni is racing late models at Stafford.
Wow, really?
And then
Nice.
Josh Wood is coming back at
I
least for a
seen that.
part-time effort. So that is a tough roster of late models. You can
Oh, yeah.
make a case
I've
for
got a
a
question
dozen
for
cars.
you. How often does a limited late model step up and win in the late models? Is there a few guys that because
Kevin Gambacorda, Andrew Durand, Michael Bennett.
yeah,
Well, when he was racing at Stafford.
Isn't Paul? Didn't Paul?
Paul
win in
LaRue
both?
came from Limiteds. Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
won in both. So, yeah, there's a decent amount of people that go from Limiteds to
Yeah.
late models. I mean, Alex just moved up to late models last year from the Limiteds.
right.
Yeah, it's a good mix of drivers who have been the late models for a long time, plus the drivers moving up from Limiteds.
I'll tell you this. I looked at the. I went through Stafford's rosters today and just took a glance at everything that was happening. I thought the one division that was weak was the limiteds because a lot of the good guys seem to make the step up into the late models now. Like that class is just going to be ridiculous.
I still think the Limiteds are going to be good this year because there's still going to be a lot of good cars.
Yeah. Well, I think the 28 had moved up. Rich.
No,
Ham?
Hammond's still in the Limiteds,
Oh, he
but
is.
he'll do a couple late model starts
Okay.
in the 31 that Keith, Jeff
Oh,
Rocco,
yeah,
Di
yeah,
Matteo, and
Yep.
Glenn Reno sharing. So, I forgot to mention those guys.
Yeah,
They're,
right.
They're together
Oh,
in the 31
That's
late
going to
model.
be exciting
Yeah.
to
That's
watch.
going to be a hoot.
Who's in the car? Oh, that's going to be
Right.
great.
Well, remember, Glenn Reen won a championship in that car in
Yeah.
the late models.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I think the Limiteds are still going to be a good field. They lose Cormier, but
I actually liked the limiteds last year.
it's been growing.
Oh, it's been fun division to watch. I'm looking forward. I mean, I'm a SK Light guy. I for some reason am looking forward.
Yeah,
to
if
the
we're
late
talking
models.
the weekly divisions, I'm probably going to lean towards the SK Lights.
Yeah, that's my
I
answer
think the
as well.
late models is going to be good. I love watching Adam Gray come through. The whole drama with Tom Fern and all that whole little disaster at the end of last year. Gamagorda's good. Corey's good. That division has like 7 heavy hitters now.
More than that.
Maybe guys that I could say, yeah, you're probably right, but I mean, just off the top of my fingers, the guys that I could think of real quick that could win on any given night.
I think it's going to be really tough to predict the late model champion this year.
Yeah.
Really tough, because you can make a case for a lot of those drivers.
Right.
All right, Rob, what else you got, bub?
So this next one, so it sort of relates to what we were just talking about. Which Connecticut track and division, right? So you would pick a division at any specific track. Do you predict will put on the tightest points battle this year?
As much as I talked about late models, I think Stafford SKs will put on the show.
Yeah.
I think so. I think with Todd, Keith, Corey, Rafrano, if he can keep his luck, like that core 4 just themselves are going to be neck and neck all year. But you got guys like Christopher up there, Jarvis, Flannery. That SK field's going to be tough, and I think that point battle is going to be really hot because Corey is hungry for a title.
Yeah.
Keith wants to prove that he's not mediocre. So there's
Oh, hell yeah.
Remy,
so
thoughts?
happy to
Thoughts on that?
Thoughts on that?
he has his best year since his last title, and he's called mediocre. Mhm.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I think it's going to be SKs are going to have a heck of a point battle. I think.
Yeah. Tough to argue with that. I'm trying to just.
You
think
know who
of
I
the
want to
other
see run
divisions.
good in that division, and he does run good, but contend is Mikey Christopher.
Yeah.
I want to see him contend more. You know, because he's so good.
Seems up and down.
He's
Yeah.
been up and down the last couple of
Yeah,
years.
and I don't know him really personally, but I'm a fan of his.
Oh, he's
When
a super good
he's a
dude.
good
Yeah,
dude.
when I watch him, I root for him.
Yeah.
If he's up front, I'm like, him and Noah Corner. I love Noah Corner. I
He's
want
due.
Yeah,
He's
I
due
want to
for
see
one.
Noah. I want to see Noah knock down and win, not only for him, but for his pops. He put so much into it.
Oh, happy birthday to Glenn Corner, by the way.
Yes.
His birthday
Today's his
today.
birthday?
Yep.
Today is Pops.
right
I
on.
call him Pops. Today's Pops' birthday. Happy birthday.
So you're talking about Michael. Here's a stat for you. Michael is the only driver in the SKs to win all the big races. The Senators Cup, the SK 5K. When we had the All-Star Showdown, he won that. And the TC 13 shootout. He's the only one that's won all of them.
Yeah, that's pretty
Keith
good.
never won the 5K, and Todd never won the Senators Cup.
Yeah, that's good. Yep. Yeah, we got to hang out with Mikey that year when we followed him.
Yeah, good dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, great guy. Yeah.
Super laid back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been a fan of his.
He's one of those guys where,
Dude.
like, he's got the family legacy on his
Yeah,
shoulders, so you kind
course.
of pull for him, because that's a tough spot.
But he's also made a name for himself.
Yeah, no,
He's
agreed.
his own person.
Yeah,
He
agreed.
definitely has.
Yeah.
I think you're right though. The SK, the SK could have the tightest point battle. I'm just trying to think of the other divisions at the other tracks, and I was thinking maybe like the streeters at the bowl, like Stone,
Well, you
Aaron
know- Yeah,
Plemons, right?
you know
Macrino's coming back. That car's fast.
That'll come down to the wire,
yeah,
I think.
Sean Gadeke, like
Yeah.
that could be a good point battle.
And
What about you?
there's always a lot of talking in that division.
Yeah, yeah.
Online chatter.
Right.
Yep.
That makes it just that much
Yeah.
more exciting. Gadeke isn't scared to talk. And
That's what makes it fun.
yes.
That's what I love about guys like Bonsignor, Kobe, and Priest on Twitter when they would always go back and forth on
Yes.
each other. That's fun.
yeah, right. Entertainment.
Yes.
Rob, what about you? You're the one that brought it up. What do you think?
For tightest points battle?
Yeah.
Well, SK Lights put on a banger last year. I know my guy isn't going to be in the series, but I can still see them having a tight points battle. I just feel like
Who's your guy?
Come on,
What do
dude.
you think? Who's my guy?
We're doing this again.
The guy we
Dude.
brought up the picture of me with like 3 times.
Dude.
That guy.
Let me
you were
say
so
something.
happy.
I
That
was.
picture, I've never seen Rob cheese so hard. Like that.
We call it fanning. He was just like a proud peacock.
In his head, he's thinking,
Ooh, I like that.
I couldn't tell if he was like excited or really nervous.
Oh no, I was
both.
loving it. I was loving it.
Do you have that picture?
I don't have it. I took it out.
it's so
Yeah.
No, you
great.
want to talk about nervous, dude. Remy was like 3 feet away from the guy, barely in frame. Yeah, so my pick's SK Lights, and it's also my pick for the division I'm most excited for.
They've had
Right
some
on.
tight battles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the SK lights are good.
Yeah, all right. And this is my last topic. I know this might be loaded for some people. Did you find the Talladega Cup race good, and why or why not?
Honestly, people are like complaining about the fuel saving, there's nothing you can do about it in that situation. I didn't hate it. I mean, it was interesting to see how the Toyota strategy would play out, and then it didn't play out because they wrecked. But no, that race was not as bad as people make it out to be. Was it weird? Was it different? Yes, but there's been way worse races. Let's be real. It's not that bad of a race.
I mean, I had mixed feelings on it. The racing towards the end was good. Obviously, the crash at the end is just expected at this point. But, like, watching them go 168 around Talladega, whether or not they're 3 wide, it just was so weird and honestly not that great to watch. It felt like I was watching a race in slow motion. Like, it felt like the footage was manually slowed down. I didn't like that at all.
Let me ask this. If they didn't show the speed, would you notice it?
Oh, I noticed immediately.
Okay.
I could tell when they stepped on the gas, too.
Okay. Just making sure, because I was on my phone for most of the race.
Yeah, I was watching it on my big-ass TV at my house, so that's, you can kind of tell more than on, like, a phone. But, yeah, I would definitely say it was noticeable. But, like, there are people that are going to make the argument that 195 looks different than 210, and it doesn't look that different.
Right.
But, like, 160-something versus high 190s, you can absolutely tell, I think. The movement and the stability of the cars is just way too different.
Yeah, and then I know Remy didn't bring it up. We talked about it earlier, but Eric Jones getting hurt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a bummer. That was a huge hit.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And we're honestly lucky it wasn't worse than that.
Yeah, so he's out for, was it Dover this week?
Just Dover, but he's playing it by year.
And
How
Corey
could you be
Haim's
out?
taking over.
How could you be out just for one race with a serious
Back issues.
Back injury.
Back
I don't
injury.
know. I could see it being a few more races
Denny
than
missed 6 weeks over a decade ago. Oh, that was a decade ago.
Oh my
the
God.
Joey
It was
Logano
that
dump?
long?
That was
Yeah,
2013.
That was 2013. That was a decade ago. That was 11 years ago.
Stop.
And then Almirola at Kansas.
Yep.
So
You know what's funny? So I
What are you guys talking about?
I can tell you this. I hang out. So my buddies, Derek and Seth Smith, they crew chief for Dean Thompson, and Seth crew chiefs the one truck at Tricon.
oh, okay.
Right. So they hang out with us down at Hickory, and I know the talk down south was that Corey Haim is the real deal.
I mean, he's been doing good.
And everybody down there feels that way.
Yeah.
So for him to get the crack at that ride is not surprising to me.
That's a big opportunity.
Great opportunity for him.
And
Yeah.
Dover is a test.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And he is a wheel man. I mean, that truck championship last year when he wrecked and almost still came back to win it. I mean, that whole race was a disaster, but I just think
Yeah.
the ability
What
for
a
him to
great
drive a
race
wrecked
it
car
was,
up there,
though.
it was insane. I don't know if I would call it great, but
Well,
it was
exciting to watch.
It was. It definitely was. But it was a disaster.
Dumpster fire on top of gasoline.
dude,
It
that's what I'm
really
saying.
was. I watched every minute. It kept my attention the whole time.
Well, what were you and Kyle debating about last week? You know, like what's an entertaining race? Is it because
Right,
the wrecks
right. I was
or
going to
the
say,
lack of caution?
is it quality passing or is it crashes to keep the field bunched up? I mean, you can make the case either way, but I prefer the quality passing.
Sid, you and I have talked about how people always on social media love seeing the crashes, and those
Right.
always do the best.
Right.
And I hate it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
it's a weird spot because I know when a crash happens, like the Timmy Jordan one,
wreck.
or the Adam Gator one. Like I know instantly I'm gonna have a huge week on my YouTube channel. But at the same time, being around racing all my life, like like somebody got somebody could have got really hurt. There's a lot of money there. That's there's gonna be a lot of time. Some people may not make it back if they wreck really bad. Like
Right.
Being so close to the sport, you understand you don't root for the wrecks, but as a content creator, there's no denying that when wrecks happen, you're going to get a lot of views, and that's so it's a weird spot.
You know what I wish for? What I think I wish for more is the cat and mouse game. You get into them a little, you get a little sideways, then there's a little payback, and
Right.
they duke it out. I'd like to see the guys sideways like the old days.
No, the bump and run is great. It's great.
Blaney and Priest had that thing going a couple weeks ago. Blaney says, I expected payback, but I didn't expect that. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Happened a couple times. Marcello and Frano, Jimmy Blewett one night. They put on a hell of a show where they were just back and forth. Marcello would send it. Jimmy would send it even further.
Yeah.
One night, Jimmy passed Christopher, tried to block him. Christopher shoved him out of the way to win the race.
Right.
It happens.
Right.
It happens.
That makes for entertainment.
Yeah.
Right.
And
That's the cat and mouse game.
Dude,
I'm
we were
about.
talking a few weeks ago about what counts as like a buzzer beater in racing. I would say the bump and run falls right into that category. But the problem with Cup now is they're too arrow tight and you don't really get that anymore. But that's a whole different topic.
Listen, I wouldn't have tuned in. I think you in the group chat again said Priest is restarting here or said something. I said, oh, geez. I better tune in on my phone again. I think it's bad luck.
He finished like 13th, I think. It wasn't bad.
Back to
Dega?
18th. I think
Oh,
they
he got
changed
put
it.
back. Oh, because
But,
that,
I don't know what the hell
craziness.
happened. He pitted 9th and came out 29th. I'm like, what the hell happened? What
Hey,
happened?
like Christina Hovey just put in the Galvin Hovey days back in the early
Oh,
days
yeah.
of Sid's View. Like they were like that was like the first rivalry that we had on a weekly basis. Like
Right.
you just gravitated to those two. You knew something was going to happen.
Well,
them racing against each other,
you-
and they both admitted they loved racing against each other. You know what I mean? It was
Well, you know who
that was
did
good
that
stuff.
a lot?
No,
Was
in the street stocks.
Yep.
Talking about street stocks. What about last year? Waterman Haidar. Or 3 years ago, Meyer and Latwell.
yeah.
Back and forth, those two every week.
Yeah.
That, like, people complain how it's a 2-man show in those situations. They put on a damn good show,
Dude,
anyways.
Waterman puts on a show.
Yes, he
and he
does.
pisses everybody
He
off.
does.
Everybody complains about him, but it's such a great show to watch. I
And
mean,
Waterman don't care.
he does not
He
care.
does not care.
You know who put on those good races? I just want to say and had a lot of respect for each other for many, many years, and you touched on it earlier, was Rocco and Teddy.
Oh, yeah.
They would slice and dice and scream at each other, but they never really wrecked each other. You know,
Except one time
No,
at
they-
Stafford.
yeah,
one
they
time I
did.
was there that night. I remember that
No, they
time.
did.
And but I mean, it wasn't like I didn't seem like they wrecked as much as you probably should.
No,
have.
as they got older, I think towards the end, I would say like in the 2010s, not as bad. In the
Well, you know what's funny? I used to be behind them at the Speedbowl when they did it, so I'd be like running third.
yeah.
And honestly, it was almost like they were doing it on purpose. Like one would
Having
go,
fun?
Yeah, it
Well,
was like they were having fun and not touching, dive bombing one another. They would move up and they just did it lap after
The
lap.
2010 Bud Nationals at the Bowl.
I was just going to
That
mention
it
that.
was the only year it was the finale, and Teddy was in the Jimmy Page 00.
Yep.
And him and Keith put on a just unbelievable show. It was so much fun to watch.
Right.
But then Ronnie Uhas had the better strategy because he pitted for tires,
That's
came from the
right.
back, and those guys used themselves up, and Ronnie
Yep.
took the win.
I remember that night.
Yeah, but the watching those guys use their tires up was so entertaining, man.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
At
Yeah.
Stafford in 2010, same year, the Coors 100, those two exchanged the lead 15 times in like 40 laps.
Wow.
And people still talk about it to this day.
Right.
So when they got that chemistry, man, it's magic.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's what's missing in
Right.
the top level.
Yes.
All right, so we, as the podcast crew, decided that we were going to do little predictions for you guys. Now, next week, we're going to start weekly pick'ems. We decided to wait until next week because what we're going to do is we're going to have weekly pick'ems, and they are going to involve events at Stafford, Thompson, the Speedbowl, and Seekonk. And we'll get a little bit more into that next week with how we're going to do that. And since only one track was running this week, we decided to hold off and start it the following week when Seekonk and the Bowl, and there's a tour race. We're doing tours as well.
Yep.
The mod tour.
It'll
is
be a
at,
lot of fun.
Monadnock, right. So instead, what we thought we would do is just have a little fun and do some champion predictions. And Remy does not like when I say ladies first, but you know what, Rem? Ladies first. So let's start with, what do you want to, let's go by track.
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Which track are we starting off first?
Why don't we start off with the Seekonk, and I'll tell you why, because we're going to learn more about Seekonk here as we go along. We all admit that Seekonk is not in our wheelhouse, but they are part of the Southern New England scene, and we're going to do our best to get to know these guys a little bit better. So we did our own little research here. And I guess we have to fully admit we have no idea if people are moving up divisions. We may totally whiff on some of these, but that's all right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make our predictions, and then one of our last shows of the season in November, we'll take a look again and see if we actually knew if we were what we were talking about.
Right.
So Remy, Seekonk, they have pro stocks, late models, trucks, streeters. Take them one by one. What do you got?
Okay, so pro stocks, I did Mark Jennison.
Yeah.
Late model, I did the same, Mark Jennison.
Oh, double dip.
Really?
Which he
Yes.
did, I believe he did a couple years, not
Yeah, he
last year,
did.
but the year before. Yeah.
Um,
He's
2022.
fast.
Trucks is Rick Martin, and then Streeters Steve Axon.
All right then. Diego, what do you got, bro?
All right. Pro stocks. I picked the number 27. I think it's Mike Brittman.
Okay.
Right? Can't leave my boy out in the late models. The old 38. You know who that is?
That's your boy Connor Souza.
Connor Souza.
Sure.
I'm going to put him in there this year, all right?
Giddy up.
The sportsman, it's Ryan Lindman.
Yeah.
Is that how you say his
Lineman.
Lineman. Lynham?
I think it's Lynham.
Yep. Ryan, the number 19. And for the trucks, Mike Duarte. Is that how you say it?
Nice.
That's who I've got.
All right. So I'm going to go next because I got those last two as well. Mike Duarte and Ryan Lynham.
Yep.
And then I went with your boy Rowdy Burns in the late model.
He got a shot.
And I picked a guy named Bobby Pelland, who I don't know much about, but I picked him in the pro stocks.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, right. What the hell?
Bobby
Go for it.
Pelland.
Hit us, Rob. What do you got?
Now, these are kind of ill-informed, to be honest with you. But
As we know.
I just picked some names. I was like, these seem like nice guys.
Yeah.
So I got Mike Brittman as well, pro stocks.
Sure.
I got Connor Souza as well because I recognize that name, right?
Sure.
We got Chad Baxter in the sportsman.
Okay.
And for the sport truck, I picked a guy named Robert Tripp, mainly because
I like that.
we need more Robs to succeed in the world.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's go to Thompson.
Oh, I'm going again first.
Yeah. So we got SK. No, sorry. 604
604
mods, late models, SK lights, street stocks, mini stocks.
Okay.
Hit it.
So 604, Tori Talman, SK Light, Nicholas
I'm
Hub.
sorry. Did you just call him Tory?
Corey Talman.
Did I say
Oh, yeah, you did.
Troy?
That's a confirmed.
That was a
Troy Talman.
Okay. So it's Troy.
Troy.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm just confirming.
SK Lights, Nick Hovey.
Yeah.
Late model, Ryan Morgan. Street stocks, Al Stone. And then mini stocks, Jared Royd.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Diego, what do you got?
Well, who do you think I picked in the 604?
Oh, here we go with this.
JP.
DRC Electric.
Danny Cates.
Oh, Danny Cates.
Danny Cates.
Way to suck up to the sponsors.
Yep. Well,
Someone's got to do it.
Yep. I got Ryan Morgan making a comeback and locking down the championship again.
Sure.
He was good opening week.
Yeah, he sure was. Unfortunately, I love Nick Hovey, but Tyler Chapman looks ridiculous.
Wow. Have
So-
fun at work on Monday.
Yep. The Streeters, I'm taking Stone.
Yep.
And in the minis, I'm taking Steve Mahalski in the 44.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rob. I'll let you go there, bro.
All right, street stocks, I got L Stone. Really, no question there, in my opinion. Late models, I got Nick Johnson. Had a good run. Could see
Yeah.
it continuing. SK Light, Tyler Chapman. That's just a face I know. I would expect him to run really well. 604, I got Pulio, just based off that early performance.
Sure.
And the minis, I have Eric Burgoyes.
Wow. Okay.
Evan's old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was running a full season.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Very strange order you picked those in, too, by the way. You
No, that's the order they're listed on the site
went all over the
by
place there.
roster. Yep.
All right. I picked John Pulio in the 604s. I went with Nick Johnson as well because I thought everyone was going to pick Ryan Morgan.
I was the only one.
No.
Oh, you did?
She
Yeah.
picked him
Okay.
as well. Yep. So he was not paying attention.
No,
when
he wasn't.
Okay. I went with Nick Hovey and the SK Lights. Probably get in a lot of trouble if I did not. And then, I mean, do you guys know that Al Stone's running a full season up there?
I mean, after the dominance.
Dude,
No,
he
he-
kind of has to, right?
No, he
dry-
is.
he's
He-
dry- yeah.
I text him. He is.
All right.
Okay, so that was
So we all
just
picked him.
facetious.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I picked Jared Roy in the mini stocks.
Wow. I'm surprised
Yeah.
nobody picked in the SK Lights Johnny O or Meg.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised.
I could be in trouble with that one with Johnny O. Good
Yeah.
sponsor to speak of the podcast. Yeah.
They're both fast at Thompson.
Johnny O has won championships, though, right?
I don't think he's won a
Has he-
championship at Thompson.
I don't know about he won at Waterford, did
He
he?
won- yeah,
but
he's a
he's
defending
won
champ.
a handful of races.
He's
up
won
there.
at Thompson. He won once last
He's
year, I
won
remember.
races there. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know if he's won a championship up
Yeah,
there.
he's
though.
good.
Wow, I'm surprised him or Meg didn't get mentioned.
Is that who you would have picked?
Because I don't know if Tyler's doing the full year at Thompson. So I would have probably leaned towards Meg.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, since it's Sizzler weekend, why don't we end with Stafford and do Waterford now?
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Rem. So we have SKs, late models, SK Lights, trucks, streeters, minis, and legend cars.
Okay. Sorry, my brain just stopped working for a second.
No, I've never seen that happen before.
For a second. For a second.
For a second.
All right, settle in and go.
So, SK Mods, Anthony Flannery.
Wow.
Late Model, Jason Palmer.
Shocker.
SK Light, John O'Sullivan. Street Stocks, Aaron Plemons. Mini Stock, John Bavalaco.
Okay, got it.
Trucks, Tyler Chapman. And then Legend, I said Riley Paul.
All right, very good.
That was a lot of divisions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Speedbowl likes, they like a lot of divisions. What do you got?
All right.
I think they're doing an open street stock champ too, but
I didn't know who was running the full season of the SK Lights.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with Timmy Jordan. I think he's coming back.
And the SK Lights?
I mean, SKs.
Oh, okay.
SK, sorry about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got some intel we're not aware of?
Yeah. I meant SKs. So I'm going Timmy Jordan there. SK Lights, I'm going Tyler Barry in the 07.
Oh, right. I forgot
Yep.
he's in the car.
Yep. Late models. This is my surprise pick of the year. Bonzo, who do you think I got?
I want to say Emma.
That's right. Bring it for Emma Monahan.
Surprise pick.
Yep, Emma Monahan. Okay, Emma, that's enough talking on the chat. Okay. The trucks, I'm picking the real deal.
Beal?
Charles Beal bought Brody's truck.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, and I think it's time Charlie turned the corner.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
CIC Automotive number 30.
Yeah.
All right, cool. The mini stocks, I'm picking the king.
Oh,
John
geez.
Bavalaco.
That's a guy whose head does not need to get any
Right.
bigger.
Dude,
Right?
he is great for racing. I love
He's
it.
great for video.
He's great.
That's for sure.
I love his antics. And if the legends, I got two more legends. I'm taking Dylan Cody.
Oh, nice.
Dylan Cody's going. And my surprise pick for the streeter, even though my boy is Gaedeke, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Macrino sneaks it out this year.
Wow, the crafty veteran. Okay. What do you got, Rob?
Now, it's unclear if some of these guys are actually racing at
Son of
Waterford.
his
Yeah.
gun! Yes.
It's like Todd Owen. Is he racing?
Sure.
Yes.
He's my SK mod pick then.
Okay.
That's pretty set in stone. I got
Four in a
Hovey
row.
for the lights. He is racing there, right?
No.
I don't- he's not?
Hovey?
I
I
don't think so.
Really?
He is not.
All right, well then let's
No,
hit
you're
up the
locked in.
roster.
Oh, my gosh.
No, you're locked in, guy. Come
You're
on,
locked
keep it
in.
going. Keep
All
it
right,
going.
all right.
Bad
I
call
guess
by you.
Hovey's my pick.
Yeah.
Hopefully he runs
Maybe
a
he'll
race just
surprise
for fun.
you.
I know.
Yeah.
He could show up. Late models, I got Palmer.
Boo.
Street Sox, Jason Palmer. You say boo?
Well, I just wanted you to pick Emma.
You already picked Emma. Sean Gaedeke for the Street Stocks, John Bavalaco, Mini Stocks, Trucks, Ed Ryan, Legends, Newcomb.
All right. Very good.
Oh, Newcomb's racing Legends again?
I don't know. I didn't pick him because I didn't know. But that's
If he
that's
is,
right.
it's a
He's fast.
He's fast.
And that's why I picked him.
What we're learning here is that we need to do a little more research before next,
Well, no,
next year's.
the Speedbowl site has everybody for the last 7
That's what
years.
I'm saying. It's hard to tell who's running. They last updated the rosters in June of 23.
So I went Flannery SKs, Jason Palmer late models, Evan Burgoyce SK lights, Tyler Chapman in the trucks, Aaron Plemons in the streeters, CJ Canfield for a record, I think fourth. No, he wouldn't be the record because Kenny's got him. And then Riley Paul in the Legend Cars.
Evan Burgoyce. That's an underrated one.
Yeah.
No, he's really good there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was really good. He's in his CD car. He was really good there. Even
So
in
he's
his
back
own
to
car.
his CD car?
I believe
All right.
so.
Yeah.
He was
is.
fast last year, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
To my comment saying I hope Nick Hovey runs an SK light race, Christina Hovey said no.
Right.
So I guess that goes down the toilet. It is what it is.
All right. Let's finish it off with Stafford here. SKs, SK lights, late models,
I cannot
limited
wait
late
to hear
models,
this.
Here we
and
go.
street stocks.
All right. So SK Mods.
Not Keith Rocco.
You're lucky I'm on camera right now. SK Mods, Todd Owen, late model, Tom Fern, SK Light, Tyler Chapman, limited, I'm going with Matt Clement. Street stock, I'll do Travis Hydar.
All right. Not bad, Rem.
All
Diego,
right.
what do you got?
SK Light. Let me get a hot dog. Corey DiMatteo, I think, finally
Nice
busts
pick.
through.
Nice pick.
The late model, back-to-back champ for Kevin Gambacorta, I think.
Nice.
Really good.
By the way, if he does, that'll be his 5th track title.
Wow.
For who? Kevin?
If he wins this year, that'll be his 5th track title.
Dude, he was so good last year. It'd be hard to dethrone him.
I
What
think
does he got? How many streeters does he got?
1 street stock, 2 limiteds, 1 late model.
Wow.
I think only 5 other drivers have had 5 or more.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Teddy, Tom Fern, Bob Potter,
Yep.
and I'm blanking on one more. But yeah. Oh, Pasako.
Yeah, right. He's got 6, I think. Yep.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. SK Lights, I got my boy Nick Hovey.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's going to be fast in that
he,
Keith Rocco car.
he's going to be, if he can keep the wheels on it, I'd count him in.
Yeah, he's going to
Okay.
be fast.
Limited late models, like I said earlier, I don't know how good it was. I'm taking Jeremy Lavoie. You know, and then on the streeters, I'm going with Haidar because I think it may be his year.
So I said the win record. Remember I said the win record about Kyle Casagrande for now?
Yeah.
Haidar and Walker are 1 win behind.
Oh, all right.
So
Nice. Rob, what do you got? Hopefully you got people that are actually racing.
Yeah,
this time.
so unlike the other tracks, the Stafford site
Considering where
actually
you work,
has
I
their
hope
new
you know.
roster. Yes. So I got Tyler Chapman, SK Lights. Late model, I think Tom Fern gets it done. SK Mods, I have Flannery.
Wow.
Limited Lates, I have Andrew Paradis because I love his car.
Adrian. You said Andrew.
Excuse me, Adrian Paradise the third, or
Yes.
right? Yes,
With
Yeah.
that
yes, that's
beautiful
correct.
blue Dodge Challenger.
Yes, the car is so memorable.
He's awesome.
And for street stocks, I also think this is Haidar's year.
Yeah.
He was putting up the fight against Waterman last year.
yeah,
I
he
believe he
was.
gets it done this time.
What a great battle.
Yep. Oh, it was epic.
I
It was
loved
so epic.
watching it every week.
And the driving styles were so different. It was like a clash of ideology. You know, it was profound.
A clash of
Ideology.
But you gotta oversell it sometimes, you know.
What the hell?
I'm glad that you got to experience a Rob four-syllable plus word. He loves to throw those out.
clash of ideology.
Right.
All right, so I same with Diego. I went with Corey DiMatteo in the
right.
SKs. I went with Gambacorta to
Gamba quarter.
to
The Remy's coming
repeat
out.
in the late models. I made a last-minute switch to mix it up, and I picked my man Alex Pearl to come on top of the SK lights.
Yep.
Figure
good one.
I tuned him up pretty bad with the car design. I'll give him a pick as the champion.
Yeah. Oh, you were brutal.
Then the limited late models, I also went with Paradis, and I also went with Travis Haidar.
Wow.
So that is our picks.
Nobody picked Waterman?
He's
Doesn't
not doing
seem-
the full season.
Oh, he's not.
No.
We didn't know that, but that's okay.
I'll give you 2 other drivers in the street stocks to keep an eye
All
on.
right, go for it.
Travis Downey, if he can stop getting DNFs, he's going to be up there, I think. And Burt Willett, now that he's got 1 ride for the whole year,
Yeah.
I think those 2 can eventually get up there and compete
You know,
with
I
IR.
was going to sneak in. If I knew Waterman wasn't racing, Travis Downey would have been a close.
Yeah.
Because the year before, he showed a lot of promise.
Won 3 times.
Yeah, he was down a little bit last year, and I was probably slightly humbling.
Yeah.
Probably come back even more hungrier this year.
I think he and Willett are going to be 2 drivers that you got to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
And the SKs, I'd keep an eye on Marcello, too. I think he's got a real chip on his shoulder this year.
Yeah.
All right, Bonsa.
Last trivia?
Last trivia here. Let's do some.
Here we go.
Let's do some
Sizzler.
Sizzler trivia. Let's get it queued up. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Not enough.
You've only gotten 2 wrong so far. It's
Barely.
very impressive.
Barely wrong.
Listen, wrong
That
is wrong.
Bugsy one counts. I don't care.
It's
Wrong
been
is wrong.
impressive.
All right. So, 7 Sizzler questions. Here we go. Tell us, who are the 2 drivers that have won 3 consecutive Spring Sizzlers?
Maynard Troyer, Ted Christopher.
Very well done. How about who has won the most Spring Sizzlers?
Ted Christopher, 6.
What's the only year that Sizzler was an SK modified race?
1988, Ted Christopher.
Since it started, what was the only season when there was not a Spring Sizzler?
2020, pandemic.
What was the original length of the Sizzler race?
80 laps.
Who won the first Spring Sizzler in 1972?
I think you did a documentary on him, Fred DeSero.
Damn straight. Who was the last repeat winner of the Spring Sizzler?
Ryan Priest, 17-18.
Nailed it.
Dude,
That's impressive.
dude.
That is impressive. Well done, my
It's
man.
almost on some Rain Man stuff.
Yeah, it's a little scary, dude.
Seriously.
It's like you can see the
God.
wires, like you
Dude.
can see the fuse box.
Well, here's the thing. When Bonssa and I first were getting to know each other, I don't even know if you were at the track, if we were doing Sid's View or not, but we were talking in the Waterford pits, and Amanda West drove by with like her tribute car to the. My dogs are here. It's a tribute car to the
Bugsy
wood chopper.
Stevens,
Yeah.
yeah.
And as it drove by, Bonssa, who I knew had only been here for like a year and a half, was like, yeah, that's a tribute to the old Casella wood chopper car that Bugsy Stevens used to drive in the 70s. And I was like, whoa, this kid's absorbing all kinds of history. Yeah.
Seriously.
So,
Oh, it's impressive.
yeah.
I love racing history.
Yeah, I'm with you, man, for sure.
Yeah, you're a historian, so you know.
So, any final thoughts? I mean, what are you looking forward to here with the Sizzler or for Stafford in general here coming up in 2024?
I'm excited. We shook the rust off from open practice, and the entry list for the Sizzler is stacked. I mean, there's a lot of good drivers, Stafford drivers, outsiders, or what they used to call the invaders back then. Like, it's the who's who of modified racing. You got Matt Hirschman, you got Woody Pitcat, Doug Kobe. I can't list all of them, but like just John McKennedy.
Pretty much any relevant
modified tour champions,
big-time
Stafford
drivers in it.
champions, like
Yeah.
everything. So I think this Sizzler is going to be really exciting. It'll be interesting to see if anyone can dethrone either Ron Silk or Matt Hirschman or even Woody Pitcat, because I feel like those three are the hottest when it comes to modified racing, whether it's Stafford or outside of Stafford. But no, I'm really stoked for this year. I think every division is going to be really packed in terms of competition. It's going to be a good show. I got an awesome production crew behind me, including Rob and Remy. Remy's in her 4th year at Stafford, by the way.
Damn, right.
Think about this. This is my 5th full year at Stafford. She's been here for 4 now.
Wow.
And she's come a long way. So she's done an awesome job for us. Rob, it's only her
Wow.
It's only his 2nd season, but I mean, he's done a lot in just year 1, and he's got a lot of ideas. He's got a lot of knowledge in this field and in the sport, and he's learned a lot in just 1 calendar year. So guys like him, Remy, Jack, the people who've been around for a long time, like Jeremy, my boss Paul, Kyle, like we have a stacked team. Heather, Jason, it's a whole team effort, and a lot of people compliment our broadcast production. A lot of people give me credit, which I appreciate, but I couldn't do it without guys like Paul, Kyle, all the Aroots, and the production team, because it's one big unit, and
Yeah,
we
for
all
sure.
have our part, and they do a phenomenal job at what they do, which allows me to do what I do best.
For sure. Yeah, and I can appreciate that. I say the same thing about Sid's View. I couldn't do it without all you guys that help us out, but your guys' production there is just top notch, man. Top quality. So
Can
yeah.
I put you on the spot?
Yeah.
All y'all? Spring Sizzler pick. Go.
Spring Sizzler pick. I am going. This is going to be lame, but I'm going with Ron until I can see somebody not be as fast as that guy has been the times I've seen him so far this year. I'm going with Silk in that 16 car.
All right. Remy?
See, because you said Ron Silk, I'll go with Matt Hirschman.
Okay, I like that. I thought you were going to say George Bassett Jr.
He'll probably be fast.
He will be fast.
Yeah.
But I got a different pick for you.
Is Diego sleeping over there?
I'm thinking
He's
about
thinking
all
hard.
the
He's thinking.
people.
I'll throw my
There's
pick
a
out.
lot of
There's
big
a lot of
names.
drivers to pick
Jeez.
from.
I think something crazy is going to happen, and Mikey Christopher Jr. is going to somehow run
Bring
away
that
with it.
Jimmy Page
Nice,
car to
Jimmy
victory
Page
lane.
car.
Yes, sir.
That's a good pick.
Wouldn't that be something to see Mike win in that car like his uncle did?
Yeah,
That's
all those
why
years
the
ago?
story.
That'd be awesome. Yep.
Man, I'm going out on a limb, and I'm going to take Austin Beers.
Wow.
Ooh.
In the 179, huh? All right.
That car is going to be stout.
It'd be really fitting if Kobe won. Or not Kobe, Bonsignor won in the
Yeah.
Baldwin car.
Oh, in the
With
7.
Tommy
Yeah.
being the Grand Marshal.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And the Baldwin family never won a Spring Sizzler.
Really?
Kobe's
a
got
year
how
to
many
get it
wins
done.
in the Sizzler? 4? And that's nobody's got 5, right?
No,
So nobody can tie
Kobe-
Teddy if they won.
correct.
Yeah.
Although if Kobe wins, that would be his 5th Sizzler win with 4 different teams.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That's really impressive.
Yep.
So you never know.
All right, everybody. It's time to wrap it up. We had a lot of fun tonight. Bonssa, really appreciate you coming in and giving us some Spring Sizzler hype. We're looking forward to being at the greatest race in the history of the spring. Well, everybody except for Diego.
Hey!
Well, that's all right, Diego. What do you got for shout-outs?
We want to thank Belltown Motors for the weekly update, Waddell Communications for the Nostalgia Nuggets, Yesteryear Racing for the Popcorn Stat Chat. Welcome DRC Electric to the show for the, what is it? The hot seat. Firing up the hot seat for Bonssa. Of course, Bonssa Tufa, thanks for joining us tonight.
It's an honor. Thank you for having me, and we'll see you at the Sizzler.
Vault Productions for the Kick-Ass Studio, and all you podcast members for letting us do what we do every week. So thank you.
All right, everybody, don't forget, follow us on the social channels. We'll have all kinds of stuff for you. Remy's going to do something. I don't know, but she's the queen of the reel, so she'll be sure to entertain you. We'll see you next week, everybody.